family man, the kind of father and husband Josh Alexander is, but at the center of it all is a warrior, is an athlete, and somebody who wants to face the best. A classic iron sharpens iron kind of situation. He wants to test himself against anyone and everyone who claims to be the best.
Hashtag Hard to Kill continues to trend. Thank you so much to all the TNA fans watching all over the world on TNA Plus, Trilogy TV, and internationally, especially on DAZN. This city has a lot of ghosts for Josh Alexander. This is where he won his first and lost his first TNA World Championship in Bound for Glory back in 2021 to Moose that fateful night.
Right now, the walking weapon doing a good job of controlling. Arguably, I'm going to give the power advantage to Alex Hammerstone here. Obviously built like an absolute machine, but Alexander's going to have to try to break him down, chop him down like the redwood that he is. And be it a C4 spike or maybe an ankle lock, but Hammerstone's going to look to break the walking weapon down to size as well.
Hammerstone looks to be in the best shape of his career. You know, as well as any wrestler, a little time away, you can get in some ridiculous shape. Now go for the ankle lock here. Josh Alexander trying to bring him down to size, and Hammerstone launches Alexander out of the ring. Clearly did his own on the walking weapon.
Look out, look out!
Oh, Hammerstone, the 265-pounder taking to the air.
Showing a little bit of agility to go with that physique. Take a look at this. Flying through the air like a boulder from the sky. They don't call him Hammerstone for no reason.
Hammerstone was caught in that ankle lock, was able to roll over just a little bit too strong. Certainly a smart competitor. Oh, and now Alexander goes back to the leg.
Hammerstone may look like he's chiseled out of granite, and he is, I assure you. But even the strongest stone only needs a crack to start splitting. And that's exactly what Josh Alexander is looking for and looking to exploit.
I mentioned it during the X Division Championship match. The last live event during the Impact Wrestling era took place last month. Final resolution, the last match of the Impact Wrestling era was Zack Sabre Jr. and Josh Alexander defeating the Motor City Machine Guns in a stellar tag team matchup. That night, Alexander scored the pinfall on the reigning X Division champion, Chris Sabin.
And I think Josh Alexander needed that win. We talked about it a few different times. After coming back from injury at the end of the summer last year, Josh Alexander had a hard time picking up key wins. He lost in his return match from injury. He came up short for the TNA World Championship against Alex Shelley at Bound for Glory. Josh Alexander needed a big win to get back on the right foot, especially ahead of the rebrand, the relaunch of TNA.
The dragon screw there to Hammerstone continues the assault. Not only the loss to Shelley, but how about to Will Ospreay?
That's right.
Very recently on Impact Television. In fact, Josh's back-to-back singles losses to Ospreay and Shelley, they're his first back-to-back singles losses in his company since January 2021. It's about getting back on track, and that's something Josh Alexander has owned, has spoken about very openly. Right now, think about the ankle lock there, and again, Hammerstone just too strong, but Alexander's not deterred.
Again, looking to exploit any weakness he can find. He's laser focused on that knee of Hammerstone, trying to keep the big man as grounded as possible.
Knee right to the ankle of Hammerstone. Everybody's the same size when they're down on the mat. That's got to be the mentality of Alexander tonight.
There's no doubt about it. Again, just trying to chip away at any defense the very, very large and powerful Hammerstone might have. You see there, just defiant in the face of these knife-edge chops from the walking weapon.
The referee all over Alexander and Hammerstone to get
Look out.
Corner. Whoa, look at the raw power of Hammerstone.
Despite that damage done to his leg, take a look at this. Just hoisting the walking weapon throwing him like a sack of potatoes.
These two have only met once before in singles action. It ended in a no contest 2 years ago, and you can see why.
You can just feel the tension, just how physical this is.
Up under the shoulders. Listen, Alexander runs about 230, 240 pounds. Look at the way that Hammerstone just tossed him up onto his shoulders.
Toss him like a beanbag in a backyard picnic.
Straight right there. Oh, Hammerstone dropped on the apron.
Spine bent right across the iron bars of the ring apron.
Take a look at this one more time where steel meets wood. Oh, slam. You can see the way the body of Hammerstone bounced. Oh, crossbody right to the back. Great job by Alexander to follow up. He's got the TNA fans behind him here in Vegas.
The first focus was the leg that allowed him to get the advantage. Hammerstone fought back, but now it seems as the walking weapon is targeting the lower back of Hammerstone, maybe prevent him from doing all that lifting, throwing, heaving that Hammerstone likes to do.
Up on the shoulders, got the 265-pounder up there, a feat in and of itself on the rolling senton.
Rolling through and immediately looking to follow up here with the knee.
Exposed the knee. Pull down the knee pad. Here's the cover on Hammerstone and a kick out.
But immediately
goes back to the ankle.
Flows right into the ankle lock. And the powerful Alex Hammerstone's got to find a way to break free of this.
Now Hammerstone, so strong, able to kick Alexander away from him. Down goes Hammerstone. And Josh Alexander, you can see the wheels are turning.
Oh boy. It's going to take more than that to put Hammerstone away.
Oh, kick to the face. And Hammerstone is relentless. Down to a knee. Got back up to his feet. Grabs a hold of Josh Alexander.
Look at the eyes of Hammerstone here.
Look at the strength. Oh!
Without even leaving his feet. A true warrior is Alex Hammerstone.
What a statement this would be if Hammerstone can march into TNA, hard to kill, and defeat the standard of TNA wrestling.
And this is the Hammerstone the wrestling world has grown to know. The one who's defended titles against the likes of Davey Smith Jr., Ray Horace, Earl Laredo Kid, Mil Muertes, L.A. Park. The list goes on of the people he's defeated in his wake.
And now look at Hammerstone. Oh, wait a minute. Tweak the leg. Alexander did a lot of damage to the leg, but Hammerstone endured. Cover and a kick out. That tweak, that momentary hesitation, it slowed up Hammerstone, but he still delivered offense.
And that's what Josh Alexander is going to have to count on. That he did enough damage, did enough breaking down of Hammerstone early on to make it pay off later down the road in this matchup.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, maybe let's think about the nightmare pendulum there. Alexander clearly did his homework on Hammerstone. Turns it around.
Look at this.
Oh, and there's the ankle lock. Ankle lock once again.
That's the finesse of the walking weapon, the acumen, the in-ring IQ of the former TNA World Champion.
Every tool in the toolbox. And now the ankle lock. Is Hammerstone going to submit here in a TNA ring? Oh, God. Stopping again on the left ankle. Now grapevining the leg, attempting to grapevine the leg.
For Hammerstone, it's all about grit, strength, and determination. Can he hold on?
Hammerstone trying to get to the bottom rope, trying to break up this submission attempt here.
He doesn't want to tap out here in his TNA Thank you.
Hammerstone gets up on a rope, and you can see the expression on the face of Josh Alexander, the effort he was putting into that ankle lock.
Even a little bit of a, dare I say, defeatist look in the eye of the walking weapon. He thought he had it locked in enough there.
Listen, there was blood in the water when Hammerstone tweaked that knee. Looked like he was building some momentum there. Alexander has been able to take advantage of a few moments here, but somehow Hammerstone is still in this thing.
Still holding on, literally, in this matchup.
Oh, and again, the left leg just gave out.
There it is. Was that opening enough? Whoa.
Thought about the C4 spike. Oh, he's got him up. Oh! The nightmare pendulum.
But Tom, I think a little bit of that damage to the knee is causing him to be a little late to the cover here.
Went to roll over for the cover, and Alexander rolled away from Hammerstone. Look at this again. The nightmare pendulum perfectly delivered, but again, the damage done to the knee as well as the lower back slowed up Hammerstone.
He hit exactly what he needed to. But the work done by the walking weapon has paid dividends here.
I need you both in here. Let's go. Bring it in where it's safe. Bring it back to the street, guys. You know the rules.
What a matchup here between Hammerstone and Alexander. What all began as an open challenge by Hammerstone that he put out on social media, answered by the walking weapon. And what about here at Hard to Kill?
Hold on. Whoa. Dangerous territory out here on the apron. Hammerstone trying to lift up the walking weapon. Bad intentions on his mind.
Up onto the shoulders. Oh my God, the Death Valley driver onto the apron. And a similar fate to which Hammerstone suffered earlier.
Take another look at this. Just being heaved back first, spine first, onto the apron there.
Hammerstone going up top. Missile drop kick for the 265-pounder.
Now, back in the ring.
Oh, the TKO. Is it enough? Cover. Alexander gets the right shoulder up in time.
So much has been taken out of both these wrestlers. It is hard to disagree with this crowd here in Las Vegas.
But Alexander goes down. Hammerstone certainly still favoring the left leg. Trying to put away Josh Alexander. Oh, now Alexander grabbing onto the ankle again.
He's trying to pick at the ankle, see if he can take Hammerstone down again. Looking for that rolling forearm, met with a couple from Josh. Whoa,
Caught, intercepted by Hammerstone. Look at the raw strength of Hammerstone.
just the strength of his neck and jaw, trapping the arm of Alexander, now tossing him around the ring once again.
German suplex, Hammerstone, sit out, power bomb, cover. Alexander kicked out.
Yeah, Tom, but it was a bit of a limp kick out. The energy is waning from the walking weapon.
A nightmare pendulum again, inside cradle, cover, and a kick out. Oh, forearm shot right to the back of the neck. Oh, and a German suplex to Hammerstone.
That's what he was looking for earlier. Now, looking for maybe that C4. Can he get a spike?
C4 spike. Alexander defeats Hammerstone.
He's hurt, but there's no denying that he's got to to be feeling something here today.
Right out of the gates, Hammerstone went for the pump kick, and Alexander early trying to control the pace off of what happened at Hard to Kill. How do you think Alexander perceives? Because Hammerstone looks to be in phenomenal shape once again.
I mean, look, if you know anything about Hammerstone, he stays in shape. That is not just a one-time thing. I mean, if I'm Josh Alexander, it's the old, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Stick with what brought me to the win column at Hard to Kill.
Hashtag sacrifice now trending on social media. Thank you for tuning in all over the world live on TNA Plus, Trilogy TV, and YouTube for Ultimate Insiders. And look at Alexander going for a cover, turns it into a headlock.
Alexander, well, to be fair, I don't think he ever really let go of the headlock.
True.
The tenaciousness of the walking weapon on display there. But to the other side of that argument, Tom, if I'm Hammerstone, having come up short at Hard to Kill, I'm going back to the playbook. I'm going back to study the tape, study Josh Alexander, figure out what I've got to do to counter the walking weapon at every turn.
Now, the added layer in this matchup, we talked about the knee injury sustained last night on Impact, but also it's in this very building.
I didn't want to bring it up.
I brought it up last night, Ray. Well, it's the emotional side of this business that you have to take into account. Now went for the leg, going for an ankle lock here. Alexander going for the ankle lock, trying to chop down the big man.
Great escape there, though, from Hammerstone.
Boot right to the face. Alexander last year had to relinquish the TNA World Championship in this very building. Hell, it was at this event last year we announced that he torn his triceps.
And it's a funny thing, buildings with bad memories like that, you're right.
It's a thing. It's real.
It very much is, especially with all the buildings we go to as wrestlers and we travel to. When you have to you walk through the door and you feel that. Just like Josh Alexander is feeling every one of these forearms, these clotheslines from Hammerstone.
In your opinion, what makes Hammerstone so special?
This guy, I mean, obviously, the minute he walks into a room, he has that presence. You look at him, of course, he's in absolute peak physical condition, an absolute specimen. But it's this guy's work ethic. You followed him for any amount of time. He puts in the work. This is a grindstone of a sport, and he is sharpened every day by what he does in this business. In that way, him and Josh Alexander are very alike.
Hammerstone rushes at Alexander. German suplex, and Hammerstone's back up. Hammerstone bringing the thunder to Alexander. A walking weapon to the outside.
That recovery from Hammerstone.
At Hard to Kill, Hammerstone was a free agent, was getting a taste of what TNA wrestling was all about the night that TNA was reborn, had his pick of where he could go in pro wrestling, decided to sign with TNA. Can make a huge splash in this company.
And no small feat. I don't say this lightly. It takes a very special athlete who, to be fair, at that time, in a losing outing, to impress officials enough to say, hot damn, we want that guy.
And Alexander taking Hammerstone off his feet, and now it's Hammerstone who returns the favor.
Responding in kind, and now wait, look out here.
God. Oh! Power bomb into the apron.
A spine-tingling power bomb from Hammerstone tonight.
Sold out crowd here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, taking in what has been a great show. Here's the cover, pressing the shoulders down and a kick out. This is the 15th edition of TNA Sacrifice. Here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. In just 2 weeks, we're going to be in Philadelphia. Next month, we're heading back to the Palms in Las Vegas, the site of Hard to Kill for Rebellion, and also TNA Wrestling presenting Impact Plus Under Siege, heading to Albany May 3rd and May 4th. More information on that still to come.
But right now, Hammerstone taking his time, very deliberate here with this assault continuing on the lower back of Josh Alexander. Look out here, another crack of a forearm there to the spine of the walking weapon.
Sending Alexander on into the ropes once again. And Alexander fires back.
Hammerstone, I'm going back to the playbook. I'm learning to counter every little bit of the things Josh Alexander throws at me, and that's what Hammerstone has done in this matchup so far. He's had an answer for everything.
Now Hammerstone tying up Alexander here in the corner. Oh, and just using his raw power, launching Alexander's spine first into the turnbuckles.
Alexander in a very vulnerable position here.
And now Hammerstone just taking his time here, Ray, while really setting the pace. He's in no rush.
Again, everything is very, very deliberate.
He's trying to set up once again there, thinking about launching Alexander turnbuckle to turnbuckle. Oh, and a boot right to the face. Alexander's head bounced off the bottom rope.
Nasty landing. And not to be a bit of a cliche, but again, we talk about the surgically repaired neck of Josh Alexander. In addition to the triceps, the wrestling business has been rough. It's a rough one, folks.
And Alexander looks like he's in bad shape right now. That shoulder sent right into the gut of Alexander. Hammerstone continues the attack, and look at Josh Alexander coming back to life. Oh, and a bear hug. Bear hug by Hammerstone. All the damage that's been done to the lower back, the core of Josh Alexander.
And Alexander grabbing the rope there. It's not something you see the walking weapon, do out of desperation too often. But Hammerstone here, just the power game, squeezing the life out of Josh Alexander.
Alexander trying to chop down Hammerstone. The bell clap there creates a little bit of separation. Alexander stays close, however. Send into the turnbuckle. Every last one of those Irish whips into the corner hurts Alexander. Overhead belly to belly. So I understand Hammerstone's size, his strength, his physique. Alexander's still a 230-pound man. He just launched over his head. Look to the inside leg kick out there by Alexander.
Which emphasizes even more the sometimes relative ease with which Hammerstone throws his opponents around. That amplifies it.
Hammerstone just taking his time here with Josh Alexander. The way that he has worn down the walking weapon has been impressive.
And last time at Hard to Kill, we said it before, Hammerstone coming in as a free agent, a guest in our house, if you will. But here he walks in as a TNA talent. And to walk out of your official in-ring debut with a win against the Standard would be a huge feather in the cap of Hammerstone.
Dropping his body weight again into the spine, and Alexander's really hurting.
It has been a relentless assault on the spine, on the core, the torso for Hammerstone. He came into this with a game plan and has executed.
Now, Hammerstone with a backbreaker. Cover, and a kick out there by Alexander.
And Hammerstone starting to question this. He's thinking it's a 3 count at this point, too. That's how much punishment has been dished out here.
Listen, I haven't seen too many instances in my time in this company where Alexander has been in the proverbial deep water like this. Now, we've seen him have long, arduous matches, but still, the way that he's screaming out in pain, that is unique.
He is indeed in deep water. And he's in there with the king of all predators in the water. He's in there with the shark of sharks.
And Hammerstone appears favoring his right leg. Hammerstone trying to set up Josh Alexander here in the corner. Is he thinking about whipping him turnbuckle to turnbuckle like he did earlier on in the matchup?
Again, punishing the spine of Josh Alexander.
Hammerstone putting all of his body weight into that whip.
Look at the eyes of Hammerstone. They are cold. They are calculated.
Listen, I talked about the role that Josh Alexander has been on as of late, knocking off Hammerstone and Hard to Kill. Simon Gotch, Will Ospreay, but this feels like a rude awakening. And you talked about all the opportunity ahead of Hammerstone, what he knew coming in tonight. This feels like a statement match for Hammerstone.
And it had to be. It had to be. He knew the pressure was on here.
Back elbow there by Alexander, trying to halt the onslaught. Knee right to the back of the neck, and Alexander needed that one.
And Josh Alexander is not going quietly into this good night. The walking weapon will not go down without a fight.
3, 4.
Count of 4 from the official. Both men after the count of 10 to get back up to their feet. This is critical time specifically for Josh Alexander to catch his breath, to get back into this fight. Both men starting to stir at a count of 8. Hammerstone's up, the match continues. Now look at this, Alexander fighting fire with fire. Power versus power, bringing the fight right to Hammerstone.
The relentlessness of the walking weapon.
Still favoring that lower back. That one rocked Hammerstone, caught him on the button. Oh, what a back elbow. Hammerstone went for the pump kick. German suplex, Alexander hangs on.
He's got that grip. How many can he link together here? That's 2. The walking weapon is incensed here. The intensity.
Tossing around the 265-pounder Hammerstone with these German suplexes. What a feat by Josh Alexander. He's not stopping. And another German. And Alexander won't let his grip go.
Now he gets fired up more and more with each one. I lost count.
And Hammerstone is getting pummeled right now. And he's got to stop the beating.
The dogged determination of Josh Alexander.
Another German. Considering the damage done to the core of Alexander, this is the adrenaline kicking in. He understands he's got to deliver right now against Hammerstone.
It's pure willpower.
What a German suplex there. A series of Germans.
Double-digit destruction, courtesy of Josh Alexander.
Alexander back up to his feet. The cross body to the back. Patented offense from Josh Alexander.
But it takes a lot out of Josh Alexander, too. Again, the damage to the small of the back, the spine.
After that barrage of German suplexes, Alexander followed up with that. But you can see Alexander grabbing at his lower back. His core sustained some damage just to deliver that offense. Oh, God. Look at Hammerstone. How quickly he uses the power. Count of 7. Oh, right to the back of the neck. Count of 8. Count of 8. Alexander rolls underneath. Count of 9. Count of 9. Hammerstone breaks the plane of the bottom rope. The match continues.
Just in the nick of time, Hammerstone knew he needed that, did not want this match to end like that.
The referee allowing it to continue. Look out. Alexander over the top.
And Josh Alexander take a a look at this. A flipping senton, pulling out all the stops. You don't see the walking weapon do that one too often.
Slide, and he took Hammerstone clean off his feet. Wraps the arm. Oh, and Hammerstone is still in it.
It's almost as if Josh Alexander can feel what Hammerstone is bringing to this fight and knows that he has to take it up to another level to overcome it.
Home country advantage for Josh Alexander here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Hammerstone rushing Alexander. Oh, look at that. The mouth guard went flying.
The force of Hammerstone. And now the big man climbing all the way up.
Good God. Off the top. Hammerstone went for the drop kick and he got caught.
What a counter right into the ankle lock, center of the ring.
Oh, wait a minute. Hammerstone trying to find his way out.
Quickly counters, but look at this.
Alexander turns it around.
Tenacious to the end is the walking weapon.
And Hammerstone, oh, Alexander nearly launched into the official inadvertently. Oh, and Hammerstone crushed the official as Alexander sidestepped Hammerstone. Incidental contact there by Hammerstone, but oh.
Doesn't seem too bothered by that fact, however.
Hammerstone brought down a grapevine in the leg. The ankle lock.
But there's no official. No matter what happens here, there's no official to make the decision.
Hammerstone is tapping, but the official is down. Alexander believes he's won, but the referee is down.
Well, he knows now. Sees the situation happening here. Like Hammerstone didn't mean to collide with the official.
Didn't seem to mind it either. But now Alexander thought about the C4 spike. Oh, what a low blow by Hammerstone!
By any means necessary for Hammerstone.
The shark tastes blood in the water. Setting up Alexander. Nightmare pendulum. The referee has come to. Cover. Hammerstone beats Alexander. PowerTownWrestling.com. Look at Alexander rushing Hammerstone. The bell is rung. Last man standing is underway.
And you couldn't expect this match to start any other way. How personal this has gotten. All the mind games that Hammerstone has tried to play with Josh Alexander.
Oh. Boot right to the face. Hammerstone dropped there with a drop kick out of the corner by Alexander. Chance of walking weapon.
Walking weapon. Oh, wait. Going for the C4 spike early here.
Trying to end this thing very early on in the matchup and dumped hard on the lower back. Look at Hammerstone. Again, the condition Hammerstone is in is spectacular.
Hammerstone always keeps himself in peak shape. It's always contest season with Hammerstone.
Uh-oh. Oh, driving Alexander down hard.
Now, I don't want to dig up old wounds here. I don't want to dig up the past. But we've talked about it before on multiple occasions with Josh Alexander.
Remember, you have to incapacitate your opponent so they cannot get to their feet by the referee's count of 10.
I just hope Josh Alexander, to the point I was making, can keep it in check. His emotions, which can get the better of him, his anger, his rage, can take hold. He can use it as a weapon, but it can be his downfall.
Grabbing a hold of Alexander. Oh, look at the strength of Hammerstone. Look out! German suplex delivered by Alexander. Hammerstone popped right back up. Overhead belly to belly by Hammerstone.
And Josh Alexander immediately back up to his feet as well.
Forearm shot, thinking about another German, and he gets it. Alexander was able to defeat Hammerstone one-on-one in this very building at Hard to Kill back in January. Oh, back elbow.
It was that matchup that impressed TNA officials so much. They signed Hammerstone then and there, which has led to this rivalry. Look,
oh, dumping Hammerstone where steel meets wood.
Nasty landing for Hammerstone there. Just bouncing off the apron of the ring there.
Count of 3, Hammerstone is to the count of 10 to get back up to his feet, or else the victory goes to Alexander. Take another look.
Watch this. Look at this, the way he ricochets off the apron there. Ribs have got to be bruised.
Hammerstone got back up by the count of 6 as we return to live action here.
And Josh Alexander, well known for his technical proficiency. I don't think this one's going to be a technical spectacle, though. This one has already gotten nasty and quick.
And you can see Josh Alexander. He said it to us on commentary this past week. I can buy headgear like that at any sporting goods store. It is still odd to see him compete without his headgear.
Come a calling card.
I mean, oh my God. Oh, and Hammerstone returns the favor. Spine first into the apron goes Alexander.
This time, it's Josh Alexander's turn to take a nasty fall to the apron. And need we remind you, the spine, the neck surgery that Josh Alexander has gone through.
Count of 4 here. Alexander's got to the count of 10. And Hammerstone senses Alexander getting back up to his feet, brings the fight to Alexander.
That's a smart move there by Hammerstone. If you see your opponent getting up, you think you can get up to that. Beat them to the 10 count, if you will.
Look at this. Oh, my God. Hard into the barricade.
Nasty landing for Alexander. The count begins yet again. Hammerstone not done here. The punishment continuing at ringside.
Oh, now Hammerstone, look at this strength. He's got the 240-pound Josh Alexander up for a stalling suplex.
Nasty landing. No give out there on the floor. It's a thin mat and concrete.
Hammerstone saying count it. Dives back into the ring.
2, 3, 4.
Josh Alexander just starting to stir now.
Count of 5.
6, 12.
And back up to his feet. The match continues here at Rebellion.
That's the game this type of match plays with you. As you lay there writhing in pain from whatever has put you down. It's not a quick 3 count that puts you away. It's not a quick tap. You have to sit there and think for 10 seconds, can I get up? Do I have the will to keep going? You have to dig down deep. And look out here. Again, the apron out here seeming to be the weapon of choice in the first half of this matchup.
Oh, wait a minute. Alexander trapping the arm. Oh,
God!
The neck of Hammerstone into the apron. A half-and-half suplex there by Alexander.
Let's go.
Alexander's on his feet. Hammerstone is not. The referee's begun his count.
Nasty landing for Hammerstone there.
3, 4.
You see Hammerstone grabbing the back of his neck there.
Oh, my neck. Oh, my neck. 6.
Count of 6 for Hammerstone.
7.
Count of 7. Count of 8, and Hammerstone does get back up to his feet.
Take another look at this. Watch Hammerstone back of his neck colliding with the apron there. Made it all the way to a 7 count before he was up on his feet. And now it's the Walking Weapon's turn to strike.
Shots right to the leg of Hammerstone.
And that's a smart move, Tom. We know, of course, the Walking Weapon can implement that ankle lock better than just about anybody, but if you take a leg away, it's a lot harder to stand up after anything in a last man standing match.
Oh, wrapping the leg of Hammerstone around the post.
Smart strategy from Josh Alexander.
Please.
And when was the last time you heard someone as imposing as Hammerstone seemingly begging to be left alone? Oh, look out. Gonna tie it up here.
Oh, now there's the figure 4 amongst the steel post.
Onto the ring post. Shades of the legendary Bret Hart. Canada, a fellow Canadian legend in the wrestling business, Josh Alexander punishing Hammerstone.
Alexander eyeing Hammerstone like a wounded animal on the opposite side of the ring, trying to create a little space, but Hammerstone has grabbed the headgear you can see in his right hand, trying to hide it from Alexander. Oh, and a shot to the right ear. And Hammerstone, just like that, has leveled Alexander. There's no disqualifications in this type of match, and you can see the blood coming from Josh Alexander's ear. He's gotten back up to his feet, at least for just a moment, so the match is continuing.
Well, I can tell you, any athlete can tell you, the ear, good God, it's your equilibrium is all based out of those canals, man. Like, Josh Alexander's on wobbly legs now.
It's more than that. The reason Alexander has worn that headgear now for over a decade is because of a matchup he was stood where his ear was nearly ripped off of his skull. Doctors told him to sit out for 6 months. He waited 4 weeks. He strapped the headgear on and he went back to work, and it became a part of his aura ever since.
And
This
yet
is a
that injury
attack by Hammerstone.
Yeah. The scars have remained. The injury has remained.
Count of 7. Alexander trying to press himself back up. Count of 8. Count of 8. Count of 9. And
He's on his feet.
He does get to his feet.
Look at this. Just these open palms, defiant to the bitter end.
Now look at the strength of Hammerstone. Sits all the way down in the fallaway slam. Count of 2 here, and Hammerstone blowing right past the official on his way to Alexander.
And yet Hammerstone, I think he called off the count there for a moment. He's got something on his mind, more punishment he wants to inflict upon the Walking Weapon.
That fist like a sledgehammer smashing Josh Alexander.
And look where he's got the head of Alexander pressed up against that steel ring post.
Oh, God, not this. Hammerstone. Oh, with the boot to Alexander. Skull into steel.
Alexander's got to be out. It's got to be lights out for the Walking Weapon. And mercifully so if it is.
Count of 3 here from the official. Hammerstone believes he's got the victory in hand.
Hammerstone has made his point.
Count of 5. Alexander starting to stir.
You gotta ask.
Count of 7.
You gotta wonder if this is wise of Josh Alexander.
Count of 8. Alexander trying to get back up to his feet, and he does. The match continues.
But how much is left? Look at his balance, Tom.
Look at this Hammerstone. He's calling for the torture rack. He did this to Tommy Dreamer 2 weeks ago on Impact. He made it a look easy.
He's done this to everybody he's come across. Looking to break Josh Alexander in half.
Oh, and dumping Alexander. Is this the end of the walking weapon?
You're at that point where even if he does get up, I mean, what's left in him to keep fighting? That's the question.
Now look at that right ear. Count of 5 here from the official Alexander. Oh man, count of 6. Is he gonna make it back up to his feet? Count of 7.
What the hell?
Count of 8, he beats the count. He's laughing, and Hammerstone levels him with a pump kick.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know. Wait, hold up! Alexander!
The ankle lock!
Where is he finding this from?
That's why Alexander was laughing. He drew Hammerstone close and went for the ankle lock.
Remember the work
Oh!
Alexander did on that leg earlier.
Gamesmanship by Alexander. How smart is this? Alexander willing to withstand more damage to get closer and closer to his goal.
I mean, it's a hell of a strategy. It's a bold one, Cotton, if there ever was one.
But that is what Josh Alexander's been all about. His entire career here in TNA. Put in the work, fight, grind, take the punishment, and achieve your dreams. Now Alexander, opposite side of the ring, tracks down Hammerstone.
He's doing so, though, Tom, at a big cost here. His plan has got him the advantage right now, but he's suffered a lot in the meantime. And now prone, tied up in the top rope there in the turnbuckle is Hammerstone, the blood flowing from the back of the ear of Josh Alexander.
Oh, and a cross body right to the midsection. Well, look at the way Alexander's holding on to his midsection. His core, his back has been destroyed by Hammerstone. Count of 4 on Hammerstone.
Hammerstone's stirring, though. He's up to his feet.
Back up by 5 just for a moment. Breaks the referee's count. Alexander back in pursuit.
Let's not forget it was Alexander who was hardly answering. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hold on. Thinking about the C4 spike. Going for the C4 spike. Hammerstone sensed it. Dropped his body weight.
Oh, God. The ferocity behind these strikes of Josh Alexander. There's anger, there's vitriol behind each and every one of them. And now, it's just, oh, you gotta be kidding. What is this? It's been a nasty fight, but there have been no weapons introduced proper until this moment. Nothing good comes in a little black bag. And there they are.
Thumbtacks in last man standing.
Hundreds and hundreds of razor-sharp thumbtacks spread across the ring.
There are no disqualifications in a last man standing match.
And what is in the mind? I mean, obviously, driving Hammerstone into that bed of thumbtacks. But in what manner?
Oh, now Alexander trying to set up Hammerstone here, maybe for a superplex. Hammerstone trying to resist.
Oh,
Careful. Alexander trying to keep his footing.
we saw the balance affected earlier of Josh Alexander. That could backfire big time right now.
Headbutt to that right ear, that injured right ear, trying to throw off the equilibrium of Josh Alexander.
But look at the strength of Hammerstone.
Oh my God. Nightmare pendulum into the tags.
Jesus God! of a move. That nightmare pendulum. Pressing the walking weapon, driving him spine first into a bed of thumbtacks.
The referee's begun his count.
Just stay down, Josh. It's not worth it.
And Hammerstone suffered for his troubles, but is he going to get the victory because of the nightmare pendulum off the top into the tacks? Count of 5.
Alexander stirring,
6.
but barely.
Count of 7. Count of 8. Alexander's barely moving.
Let it be done.
Count of 9. Wait a minute. Alexander outside. He's on his feet.
Use the height of the ring.
A veteran move by Alexander, and he stays alive.
Instinctually, I want to say smart move, but I question whether it was to keep fighting in this one.
Alexander's not going to bow to Hammerstone, who's called him a coward for weeks on end now.
We can all agree. You're not a coward, Josh Alexander. You have fought valiantly, but hot damn. You have to think about tomorrow.
Wait a minute.
He's got a family.
God, I thought he was thinking about another nightmare pendulum there on the entranceway.
I'm sure he was, but something else has piqued the interest. The twisted mind of Hammerstone, and oh, insult to the injury.
Grabbing a hold of Alexander's headgear, which he captured at sacrifice as a trophy. Now beating the hell out of Alexander with it.
Now one more time, draping it around his arm. And could it be time here and now?
Wait a minute. Try to set him up there, maybe again for the nightmare pendulum. Oh, the rebound shot right to the back of the neck. Oh! Oh my God,
Okay.
half and half on the entranceway.
Another half and half, but look, I mean, Hammerstone already up to a knee there.
Wait a minute, Alexander's not done. Alexander with a C4 spike. The C4 spike delivered on the stage.
With thumbtacks still protruding from his flesh. Has that been enough? Was the C4 spike the final blow? Is Hammerstone down for good?
Count of 5. Hammerstone trying to get his wits about him. Count of 8. Count